Please wait. Do not browse yet. Allow yourself to consider this for a bit. Did you too have this experience? The sensation that came with that sound, like if someone was calling your name from the other side. It was not an accident. That was the voice of heaven. Oh, this isn't just another video or message. This is an emergency, says Archangel Michael. I told you to open it quickly. A family member who has died is attempting to reach you. They have worked for a full day, week, and possibly longer. You have been adequately warned. This isn't an error. There is a future item. If you disregard it, you may not receive this information. For the time being, kindly suspend your existence while the world of paradise expands for you. God has instructed Archangel Michael to contact personally with you. When this happens, it means that the barrier is thin and a precious truth is being pushed into the consciousness that needs it the most. You are the essence. Your name was spoken out in paradise. A group of angels mumbled, "Please allow them to see." Kindly inform them. This message is intended for a larger audience than just you. It'll boost your morale. Someone is eventually willing to share knowledge to you. It could be the person who provided for you, prayed for you, or someone you never got to say goodbye to. However, you must allow your entire spirit to be exposed. This message includes a miracle, a key, and a release. As a result, you must pay close attention during the process. Michael, the Archangel, is trembling with anxiousness. He has never had such a strong desire from God to impart a message. This is why it is being provided to you at this moment. By divine purpose, not accident. Please take a time to listen. You did not click this. Your spirit did. Prior to beginning, I would like you to lay the groundwork for this moment. Feel the sensation of being drawn in your spirit. If you are aware that this message is intended for you, please type Amen in the comments area rather than for me. I appreciate it. To notify heaven that your consciousness is awake, attentive, and ready to accept the information it is currently transmitting. Please stay with me since this is only the beginning. Because someone you held in high respect and who is now in heaven is going to reveal knowledge that could dramatically alter the direction of your life. Please ponder this warning tale. If you do not follow this step, the message will be disabled. This message may appear to be familiar, yet it is unique. This one is distinctive. It's likely that you're not fully aware that your name was being called out in heaven the moment you saw these words. Furthermore, that is not poetry. This is a literal. The light has drawn me in. This is not a practice, Val, says Archangel Michael. There is a spiritual emergency at this location. The person who has contacted you is not an unknown entity. Someone loved you more than they could possibly breathe. Despite their passing, their love remains steadfast. In reality, it strengthened their divine presence. They have something to say, but are unable to do so because of your emotional anguish. Distracted, preoccupied, or unhappy. They couldn't take the weight any longer, as heaven was quite patient. This is why Archangel Michael come to offer assistance. He begged God to let him personally give this to you. Not for 1,000, but only for you. Because the statement they are going to make is both wonderful, terrifying, and holy. The person who passes away is aware of the difficulties you experience. They are aware of the intense agony you feel when you press against your pillow while sleeping. They are aware that you grin in public yet cry when the lights are turned out. They noticed the requests you murmured to yourself, but they didn't say them loudly. They have been watching from a position from which it is difficult to tell a fib. They are now ready to participate in conversation. However, exercise cautious. If you do not stay to the end, you will only get part of the truth. Furthermore, people are not liberated by fragments. The full message is all that matters. Please remain with me. Please avoid scrolling past at this time. You have gotten to this point. Your name continues to resonate throughout the halls of heaven, asserts Archangel Michael. There is also an upcoming event. What I had not anticipated. You thought a family member had died permanently, but they are going to send you a message. A robust one. However, it will only be visible to those who have read all of this message. You are being told this out of affection, not fear. Love continually warns you of the impending storm. There will be an event. There is currently an ongoing event. They remain committed to you and want you to be aware of this. Even as they took their last breath, they were thinking about you. They were unable to express themselves in this reality, but they can now do so in spirit. They asked Archangel Michael to transmit their word over the abyss. Despite the fact that he was not required to, he did so because the love you had is treasured in paradise. He knew that if he didn't tell you the truth right now, you might never find out. Beloved, the truth is robust. This is the kind of truth that causes angels to cry and darkness to flee. This form of truth has the ability to free you from long-held constraints. Yes, years. You have no idea how widespread this problem is. Hold on. Before we continue, if your heart is already shaking or you feel a tug in your chest, it means your consciousness understands this message. That is how paradise operates. If you don't want to miss the next wonderful moment, like this one, try to stay present. The trip has barely begun, as Archangel Michael chooses those who are extremely precise. God's presence is apparent on a continuous basis. Furthermore, if you believe this message is intended for you particularly, please subscribe immediately. Not by luck. However, this was intentional. When you subscribe, you are saying that you want to be in prophetic alignment and remain open to receiving the insights that God is always delivering to you. Certain promises require time to be fulfilled, and the person in the best position to receive them is dependent on their alignment. Take a deep breath and pay close attention, because this family member has been watching your life unfold like the pages of a sacred book, sitting in the light. They sobbed when they saw the compositions created in pain. They grieved when you felt solitary, when you thought you'd eliminated them, when you felt that your words were inadequate, when you were confident you could save them. They observed every detail. They've been assuring you that it's not your fault. You were never at fault. Tell them that I forgive them, they said. However, I never tried to delegate responsibilities to others. Their spirit is superior. Their agony has been relieved. However, the sorrow of saying goodbye stays with you. God sees the sharp, hidden grief you deny exists. This is noted by Archangel Michael. And this person in paradise sees it as a continual heartbeat between you two. They would like to present you with something promptly. An authentic one. However, you must comprehend the message in its whole. They are ready to reveal facts you were previously unaware of. Confidential. And concept. Please grant me a few moments. It's almost here. And once it is spoken, the situation will never be the same again. Therefore, my beloved, move nearer. People have an incorrect perception of an event from your history. An era of your childhood. A decision taken before you reach the age of full comprehension. An abrupt farewell. their expression remains clear in your mind. They are aware. They witnessed. They also urge you to stop criticizing yourself. They are now available for free, unconstrained in ways that go beyond what language can express. However, they will not be satisfied until you are. Archangel Michael is present for this reason. A warrior angel is necessary to convey a message that is so delicate, sacred, and important. You weren't at fault. You were never at fault. Tell them that I forgive them, they said. However, I never placed responsibility on them. Their spirit is superior. Their agony has been relieved. However, the anguish of bidding farewell stays with you. God sees the sharp, hidden grief you deny exists. This is noted by Archangel Michael. And this person in paradise sees it as a continual heartbeat between you two. Currently, they intend to give you with an authentic gift. However, you must comprehend the message in its whole. They are ready to reveal facts you were previously unaware of. Confidential. A voyage. Or a matter of seconds. It's almost here. And once it is spoken, the situation will never be the same again. So, my love, move closer. People have an incorrect perception of an event from your history. An era of your childhood. A decision was taken before you reached the age of comprehension. An abrupt farewell. You can still see the expression on their faces. They are aware. They witnessed. They also urge you to stop criticizing yourself. They are now available for free, unconstrained in ways that go beyond what language can express. However, they will not be satisfied until you are. This is why Archangel Michael is present. A warrior angel is necessary to convey a message that is so delicate, sacred, and important. In addition, you will feel something tonight. A little tap on the shoulder. A feather in the lack of wind. You cry when you suddenly remember them. The response to this message is positive. Don't overlook it. Don't try to reason it. That sounds like the voice of paradise once more. You are not only getting their congratulations, they are scheduled to pay you a visit because they need something from you. One last point. These people are needing your support, not because they have to. However, they do so with a religious rationale. It is not as simple as visiting a grave or lighting a candle. It's not about rituals or weeping. It refers to the truth. There is still one person in your family who is oblivious of the true circumstances. There is still someone who is distressed and abstaining from using any words. For this spirit, you act as a link between the past and the present. This person passed away. They wish for you to contact them, not with resentment or anger. However, with a kind, forgiving, and open mind. Their deaths resulted in a family dilemma. You're already aware. It was palpable. A link was broken. The disturbance ended at that point. Furthermore, it has been unusually quiet for a long time. However, you were chosen to address the problem. This explains why the spirits continue to hear your name. This is why Archangel Michael has been with you non-stop for days. He has been observing and anticipating your timely opening of this article. You succeeded. You may have sentiments of insignificance. And all of this is too much right now. However, your spirit is like to a lighthouse in heaven. In a family tree riddled with unpleasant events, a symbol of optimism stands out. You have consistently been the person who is quickly offended. The person who predicted the ensuing events. The person who could tell when someone was lying, whether or not they said so. It was not an unfortunate event. That was the divine anointing that was given to you. This is why they did not receive the message. Nevertheless, you succeeded. Pay close attention. Your life is going to experience a shift. When this transformation occurs, it will be similar to a door opening in the middle of the night. This is because the spirit that adores you is about to depart. They begged God to let them manipulate objects in the physical reality. I merely want your attention. Be prepared to face their identity. Listen to their composition. Alternatively, you may get a premonition of where you were previously together. They are engaging every spiritual chord they have. In order to help you understand this solitary fact, you have always been treasured, even when the surroundings are quiet, even after they'd left. Regardless of my disease, even in the absence of speech, their spirit was constantly orbiting yours. They could see how confused you were. They've seen how others misread your behavior, the ways they used to lower the brightness of your light, the way you persisted to donate despite the fact that you couldn't spare anything. However, significant changes are on the way. What is Archangel Michael's message? This soul in heaven has been allowed permission to introduce something into your existence. Present. Kindly. A miracle. There will be 3 indications of its presence. A single number will consistently show, especially when pondered. That's not an error. That's computer code. This is how they inform you that you have agreed. Their identities will be revealed unexpectedly, in a whisper, over the radio, or during a party. You are unable to provide an explanation. Indeed, that is evidence. Despite the chaos, you will feel calm. A calm moment that contrasts with the storm. You're being detained there. However, do not leave this message instantly. We're only halfway through the procedure. The most crucial aspect has still to be completed. Archangel Michael is guarding you. He is aware that some entities do not intend for you to hear this. He is aware that some people have attempted to stop your heartbeat. Regardless, they were unsuccessful. Since you are still present, I will continue to observe. Remains operating. That was all Paradise needs. Archangel Michael was gravely disturbed by a very powerful statement made by a person in Paradise. They requested that I notify them of the circumstances they are going to face. I have witnessed the impending storm. However, I've also seen them conquer it. They told me that I would be on the left side of their bed, in the vehicle that is following them. Stay in close proximity to them while they light the candle. I'll be with them until the end of their adventure. As a result, avoid lying to yourself out of fear. Don't let embarrassment stop you from speaking out. Engage in discourse. Regrettably, improve your condition. Because you can heal more than just yourself. It benefits numerous generations. Do you feel a sense of warmth rising in your chest? That is the essence. This acts as proof that it is genuine. That is how you know they're present. Observing, listening, and directing. They are pleased for you. It's not that you were perfect. Nevertheless, you persisted. When certain people resign, when existence tries to harm you, when your name was pulled, during a period when there was little hope, you did not stop. This is why they muttered your name into the sky. Currently, heaven is reacting. A great advancement is about to occur. Archangel Michael instructs you to release the solitary item you are now holding. Only one desire. That one made me feel anguish. The person you are unable to forgive. You are being directed to dispose of it. Not to their advantage, except for yours. God died so that you would not have to shoulder the burden He placed upon you. You're going to be provided with an opportunity. If you don't halt and genuinely open yourself, you can miss it. Indeed. Exhale once more, given that you're still present. Your spirit understands that this communication is not yet complete. Archangel Michael remains present. The sensation of being near to you right now. That is extremely calm. Peace is not the only goal. They are the ones being questioned. That individual is the household member who has died. The person in issue indicated that they would provide you with protection even if you were unable to see them. They are still present. Not for 1 second. They are currently en route to us. More than ever. We are in close vicinity. They knew when your heart would be most receptive. You would be adequately tired. You'd also be interested in learning about the information they'd been keeping hidden for so long. Their remarks will do more than just make things better. This is a prophecy. This is sacred. It will bring understanding to previously unfathomable situations. The reason behind the closure of specific entrances. The causes behind specific persons' departures. Why was that incident so damaging to your emotions, rather than being a source of hope for the future? My lovely paradise keeps a close eye on everything. Safety might sometimes appear to be uncomfortable. However, this is the current moment. Healing appears to be a reality. It's arrived. They weren't stolen from you. They were asked to attend. There's a distinction. It looked that their time on earth was limited. In an instant. Also inaccurate. However, the spiritual realm moves at a glacial pace. There's no waste. They had a holy covenant with their spirit. They are now administering an additional one. They are with you on your walking excursion. Without the ability to observe them, they are guiding you on your journey to a lovely future. If you saw that right now, you'd weep. This is the cause of your recent unrest. This is the reason you feel earthquakes in your surroundings. The destruction does not occur in this location. This is the modification. Several artifacts are being relocated. Prepare yourself. Archangel Michael cautions. The hands that have helped you through your grief are now unlocking a door you were unaware existed. It's not only about reaching a conclusion. This refers to rising. You're not the same person they left behind. Their death shattered something deep within you. A more profound compassion. A sense of spirituality. A fire that refused to be extinguished. Regardless of darkness. That was not indicative of weakness. That was quite the shift. They wish to inform you that they have observed everything. Best wishes for success. Every error. You thought your requests were not being heard. While they were present, the mood was peaceful. It's a disaster. At times you felt like you were about to give up. They were always present, even though you couldn't feel them. Similar to a comforter. They are now preparing to supply you with something. A message that will help you complete the following section. Do not let the past block your progress. It is critical that others' opinions about you or them do not become your own. Miracles are coming. However, They are willing to meet with you at a later date as you grow. Release. Release the part of yourself that thought you were insufficient. Release the remorse placed in you by your family. Release yourself from obligations that were never yours. The past cannot keep you enslaved. Not if God intervenes. Archangel Michael is assisting you in your path. You've been feeling mental anguish, feeling the weight in your sternum. That horrible night remains in your memories. Some people notice an increase in spiritual duress. They are aware that a release is imminent. You may expect an uncommon event during the next 48 hours. A highly noticeable indication to authenticate their identification. Something. A name. An odor. It is likely to have a beneficial effect on you. They state that they will present evidence. They will provide it. Greetings, my dear. You were never that. You are walking with someone from the other side who is so close that your spirit already recognizes their identity. And Archangel Michael has worked tirelessly to guarantee that this moment reaches you. Regardless of spiritual resistance, distractions, and delays, he illuminated the route. Heaven now demands that you obtain this item. You will be able to restore your faith after reading this message. To believe that one can better. That marvels continue to happen. That there is more to the story. Not suitable for you. They are unsuitable for them. Not appropriate for your family. The next chapter will be the most uplifting one yet. It's been a hard experience. Indeed. You have been tired. However, you did not go through this struggle in vain. You were preparing. Created in secret. Enhanced by the lack of sound. You're now prepared. They expected you'd have misgivings. That you would wonder if this letter was genuinely intended for you. Archangel Michael urged them to hand up the subject to him. I will ensure that they are told in a way that makes them regret it. Furthermore, if your soul is currently trembling, it means it is performing its role. Now pay close attention. This is when listening shifts into alignment. If you are willing to give up what was not yours and move on to what has been sent to you, write, "I am prepared to receive," in the comments. These statements lack relevance. They grant you authorization. Individuals who are willing gain entry to heaven. This is how you demonstrate your spirit's receptivity. They asked me to write this exact statement. I'd only ever known the truth about you. This is why I am alerting you at this moment. Observe the outcome when you finally articulate it. It had been a long time since our last conversation. Heaven did not give you such enormous strength that you are unable to speak again. You have been given a voice capable of breaking down generational barriers. A light designed to reveal what others had concealed. An anointing that dispels the darkness that sought to block your advancement. Use it at that moment. For the upcoming season, you will need to adopt a different identity. A version that no longer feels guilty while strolling. An iteration that no longer conveys regret at being intuitive. A person who listens to the voice of heaven and responds quickly when it speaks. I realize you chose to remain. That sends an important message to the heavens. You have an open heart. You are about to receive a piece of the message that is rarely or never received by the majority of people because you did not ignore it. The sacred portion. The piece that was almost hidden until you proved your readiness. Archangel Michael is more present than ever in your midst. Your loved one's spirit has now taken over the entire room. Is the sudden hush palpable? Your arm was gently touched. They are the ones being questioned. Their authority has recently permeated the curtain. They are on the verge of delivering one final truth with such passion that their voices quiver. One that distinguishes you. They claim that I told you things I didn't want you to know while I was still alive. I was not unloving towards you. I was simply unclear of how to express it. I didn't want you to be concerned. I did not want you to transport something I was unable to transport. However, you must be told quickly. I was aware that I would be leaving. It was deeply ingrained in my being. It materialized in my nightmares. In preparation of the potential that it may be the last farewell, I made each one as sincere as possible. Are you able to sense it as well, despite the fact that you did not state it verbally? When you last saw them, you felt strain in your chest. The instant in which time seemed to slow down. I did not invent that information. That was God preparing you. However, how could anyone properly prepare? They now advise, do not spend your life punishing yourself. I need your presence in order to fully enjoy life. Live life to its fullest, regardless of the severity of the pain. That is how you keep my essence. Not through sadness, but through delight. Archangel Michael is nodding. He's seen you shrink in order to relieve the sorrow of others. He noticed you concealing your talents. However, those days are over. This is the reason for the final message. You have been released. This is heaven's signal that it's time. Please secure this message if you are experiencing an internal transformation and are aware that it is intended for you. You are progressing, not regressing. That you choose truth over fear and healing over remorse. Please put Amen in the notes section to indicate that you agree with this argument. This is your affirmation. It's time for you to awaken. It is now critical that you stop awaiting authorization. It is now your obligation to express your ideas. It is now time to start on the voyage that your soul has long craved. This is a fact. The deceased continue to exist. Their design has recently changed. They remain with you. An angel has been bestowed onto you. Your angel is now ready to bestow blessings on you. They asked that God supply you with something satisfactory. Very significant. You've lost faith in the possibility of something. A reversal. A joy. Divine reorientation. Yes, heaven responded. Here's what to expect during the next 7 days. You may receive an unexpected message or phone call. It will either end the situation or create a new one. Either way, you'll know it came from paradise. Someone will present you with an opportunity that appears to be too good to be true. It isn't. It is the outcome of spiritual wars fought on your behalf without your knowledge. In the middle of a routine day, you will feel an unexpected sense of calm. That tranquility clarifies everything. Your acquaintance or family member has accepted your obligations and is assisting you in carrying them out. It is critical that you monitor these indications. There is no need to try to convince yourself to leave them. You requested evidence. I did not hear you. However, substantiation works only if you believe in your spirit when it arises. You were asked to recover a container that you had previously stored. The one that is accompanied with items, photos, or letters. Something within me has suddenly become clear. Something you were not expecting to witness previously. Return. Evaluate the situation once more. Listen with your ears dropped. What it said was never forgotten. It was prepared. Archangel Michael has helped you establish a fresh strategy. Guilt does not determine one's destiny in this universe. There, worry will be unable to convince you to keep mute. In this location, wounds that were never yours finally heal. Before leaving, the spirit that most values you delivers you one final message. Please guarantee that you do not spend your entire life in survival mode. I am confident that you will uncover the root of your adrenaline surge. I will be present in every flame with you, offering advice, sharing the experience, and staring at it. I am still as loyal to you as I have always been. You gave them delight. You continue to bring them joy. Death cannot change that. Currently, Archangel Michael is lifting his sword. Not in fight, but in tranquility. A new period has begun. You can sleep peacefully tonight, knowing that your comments have been heard. You were picked. It is secure for you. Above all, know that you will always be treasured. Indeed, this is still happening, as the earlier declaration was not conclusive. It was only the perimeter. Archangel Michael remains present, preparing for the next chapter of your miracle. Additionally, the essence of the person you loved has not faded. They are awed by your sensitivity, that you are willing to keep reading and are interested in the truth, even if it is painful. Heaven is activated at this level of openness. It evokes feelings in God. It activates blessings that were latent until your arrival at this spiritual frequency. Your mind is now soaring, despite the fact that your body is motionless. You are no longer the same person you were moments ago. There is a transformation taking on within you. It is perceived by the person who has traveled through it. They were ready for this. They're now revealing one final secret: that your essence is adjusted. Their visit today was more than just to say goodbye or show their affection. Not at all. That is not the complete picture. They arrived with jobs to complete. They had plans in place ahead to their death. Silence and dreams. They had aspirations that they never shared with anyone, including you. However, dreams do not die in paradise. Heaven utilizes them once more. These objectives have been conferred on you. They want you to do an action that they are unable to do themselves. It has the potential to become a book. It has the capacity to help heal a family division. It's possible that it's an account of a previously hidden truth. It can be used as a home, a base, or a path to rehabilitation. Regardless of its nature, it can be detected in your bones. For years, you have felt its gravitational pull. You had the impression that it was your concept. It wasn't. Their spirit had placed it there. Now that you're conscious, you'll start to notice signs on a daily basis. Not the inconspicuous ones, but the substantial ones. Conversations that look to be composed by angels. For no apparent reason, the wind suddenly brushes against your skin. A smell that causes tears. Some dreams are more real than actual existence. Do not neglect these time periods. They are not the result of imagination. They are not a consequence of coincidence. They sustain communication. They wish to alert you that the route is clear. Things that seem to be mountains would disintegrate. We will address your financial difficulties. The person who is draining your energy will be removed in a caring yet firm manner. The opportunity you thought was lost will return with increased strength and alignment. However, it is critical to preserve consistency. Stop misleading yourself. When your spirit is agitated, resist the urge to keep silent. Refrain from diminishing yourself to appease others. You are no longer expected to go around at night. Archangel Michael illuminates the next 5 stages of your path, totaling 16. Not all of them. Faith works differently than that. However, these 5 will motivate you to regain your energy. Enough to begin construction. Enough for you to believe in them. Before this special connection ends, your loved one allows you one more moment of closeness. Close your eyelids for 5 seconds. Inhale deeply. They are seated next to you. They placed a hand on your shoulder. They are situated close to your jowl. Right now, their energy is blending with yours. The message they sent you is more than just a source of comfort. They transmit their vigor, awakening dormant potential. Your energy field is now being rewired. They are protecting you with divine protection. When you wake up tomorrow, your emotions will be different. You will feel better. Enhanced. Feeling significantly better. Enhanced connectivity. You may weep tears. That's sacred. These aren't regular tears. They maintain cleanliness. They become active. They awaken. Archangel Michael places parchment at your feet. It reads, "Heaven's message has been transmitted." Mission completed. This item is prepared. Beloved, you are ready to revisit your life. Gaining confidence once more. To advance. Not in your mind, however within your body. If you are prepared, I recommend that you subscribe right away. It is unconnected to the channel. This is about staying connected to a prophetic stream that will direct you as the promise is fulfilled. By subscribing, you are connecting with heaven. I am currently living in the location where I continue to receive correspondence from you. The person you valued is no longer in your life. They are located within you. You are guided by their legacy. You're familiar with their voice. Their brilliance protects you. If they sincerely listen, everything will be different in 7 days, says Archangel Michael. Contemplations over their physique. Their rationale. Spirit. Inform them that I am in close proximity. Taking a stroll. I am observing. We shall not forget you. It was never too late. It was the perfect moment for you. You successfully finished the mission. They were audible. You have been granted liberation. I shall continue since there is still a sacred event taking place for you. There may be a moment of peace in your surroundings, but this is not the end. Heaven begins to shower you with blessings so gently and gloriously that you may not even realize you are in the midst of a miracle as soon as this happens. Not to depart, but to give you some breathing room. Archangel Michael has shifted his position significantly. A place where one can feel feelings. There is enough space to accommodate. There is enough of room to breathe without having to answer questions. Because, my love, you now understand the proper path of action. The key is in your possession. Your loved one is quite delighted with you. They used to travel across the ground, but today they travel in the air. They witnessed countless situations in which you persisted and protested. They noticed that you maintained your resolution despite your want to give up. Yes, you succeeded. You are nearing the end of your life. They requested Archangel Michael to deliver one final sacred message. Despite its seeming simplicity, it is critical to recognize its tremendous power. They asked that you instruct them to restart their writing. Do not write for all audiences. Not to seek permission, but to help you recover. Maintain your composure. It is vital that you write a letter for them. This is not to bid you farewell, but to discuss all you were unable to say. Hurt. I am quite grateful. What a mess. Love everything. Please do not withhold any information. Finally, read it aloud. Independently.
In the lack of sounds, a sacred site, they'll strike you.
Their contributions will be appreciated. You will eventually release a thing that was never meant to stay in your chest. Writing will function as an entryway. Do of its status as a religious ritual. Once you have access to your intuition, it will become more powerful. Waves of peace will be present in your home. The pressure on your chest will subside. Additional indications will be installed. Clarity will be effortless. Archangel Michael wishes to reassure you that you are safe from the forces attempting to prevent this message from reaching you. Certain people in your life did not want you to become more aware of this fact. Because enlightened souls are resistant to situations that make them feel vulnerable. They will stop seeking sustenance. They should stop the practice of dimming their lights. After receiving this message, it is impossible to return to your prior self. You've reached a new level. You are currently living in a miraculous era. Before we start, I'd like you to finish an important task. In the comments section, type, "I select alignment." It is not a question of personal conviction. There is a decision to make. Alignment begins when you choose to continue with the truth rather than resistance. Please stay with me when you've finished writing, since the next steps will bring this activation to a close. You'll enter spaces and change the atmosphere. Individuals who did not want to participate in your upcoming season would be expelled. Opportunities that previously thought unachievable will be revealed. You'll also have a sacred trust in yourself. Your history will no longer argue with you, because that is the consequence of speaking the truth. You have been identified when others see your soul, or when a voice from heaven addresses you directly without making any extra noises. You've been selected. You are currently engaged in an activity. Furthermore, the deceased person is not simply supporting you. They are cooperating with you to make products. You will begin to notice their support in subtle ways. You will be bewildered about what to say. Why did you decide to go a different route? How you stopped an unforeseen event? They are the ones being questioned. I am still concerned for your well-being. I'm still available to you, because they remained in love. It ceased to be apparent. You can sense it again now that you've read this message. Finally, they demanded that I reveal one last holy riddle to you. You saved them before. Long before they died, you took an action. Perhaps not in a substantial size, possibly disregarded. A lovely word, a supplication, a warm embrace, thirsty, and more opportunity. You didn't see it as significant. It had great meaning for them. They captured that moment permanently. They have already returned the gift. Additionally, they rescued you. This message will help you make a modification. Archangel Michael returns to the light, and his voice is heard for the last time. When the light flickers, the wind flows erratically. Alternatively, the nearby door suddenly opens. You will recognize that this was genuine. It is advised that you inspect it once it arrives. Do not hesitate. The astonishment has already begun. The veil is currently being drawn back. However, this is just transitory. You have recently strengthened the relationship so it cannot be cut again. Not in our lifetime. Abstain from the following action. You are bound by a holy, eternal love that is currently in full bloom. They are present with you. You've got everything in order. The following chapter begins at this point. Permit me to proceed. When heaven begins to communicate, it stops. Archangel Michael is watching over you, his wings extended behind you. His katana is not illuminated by fire, but by good fortune. Currently, the atmosphere that surrounds you is considered sacred. Each word you've received has changed your energy, affected your timeline, and created an irreversible bond. There is more information to convey. When affection passes over, a heavenly task occurs. The person you cherished, whose spirit you thought was extinguished, is still communicating. Their love is forever. It expands. When your pulse slows down enough to allow you to hear it, it gets louder. They would like to discuss your future. They presented Archangel Michael with an incredible sight that would make your heart race if you witnessed it all at once. A person from the future. Gleaming. Maintain your composure. All right. Start the day with a strategy. Taking a break. When you speak from the truth rather than fear, you are already embodying the individual. You've noticed signs of it in your visions. In calm. Strangers saw anything special about you. This was not a compliment. That was evidence that you were repeatedly chosen, since you were continually unique. It was assumed that you would be the one to express it, as they say. To resolve an issue. You were created to break the cycle. To be the tempest that brings about tranquility. The family's agony is lessened by the stillness. You were not sent to this location in order to be understood. You were sent to this spot to be remembered by others. That explains why you never seemed to fit in. This is why certain people tried to dampen your light. Your radiance exposed their shadows. As a result, your body and spirit have become weary. You were preoccupied with more than simply your personal story. You were in possession of theirs. Their spirits were torn. They expressed regret. Previous generations' duties. However, that has ended as of today. Something went wrong in response to the message you got. The curse was broken. The spiritual connection was severed. The trauma cycle has been successfully completed. The changes may not be immediately evident. However, it is prudent to monitor the outcome. You will feel better. The spaces will appear to be better lit. You will not be forced to intervene in talks that arise spontaneously, because you're currently in the queue. Archangel Michael will now demonstrate something to you. A gleaming door. Gleaming. While I wait for the frequency of your essence to equal its own. Previously, you were unable to see it owing to the weight of your backpack. However, you have since removed it. The door is on the verge of opening. The blessing that surrounds it is unexpected. A change in currency. A spiritual investment that produces results. A wonderful moment of peace that brings tears of joy. A message from someone who is knowledgeable about the subject. Furthermore, a previously suppressed premonition was resurrected. You are not admitted to paradise when you die. Heaven is the outcome of obedience. The ideal is once more alive. As a result of your succumbing to the need to open this, you may experience poor mood this week. You may encounter unexpected tears. That is not indicative of weakness. That is known as recalibration. Your body is adjusting to the reality of God. You lived in the bush. You are getting conscious. And the person you miss is glad for you. They say, live now for both of us. Dare to love. Believe again. Laugh aloud. Weep quietly. Go somewhere I've never been. Say things I've never said. Please forgive what I was unable to do. That is how you make them better. This is how you all win. You are no longer making stuff up. You're waking up. Now heaven will move faster around you. It will be easier to open the doors. People will leave faster. There will be further indicators. Your job is easy. Keep the door open. Don't harden. Do not give up. The strongest people are not chosen by heaven. It picks the softest hearts. And the one you own is one of the softest. And the softness that weakens you is about to strengthen you. Archangel Michael has sealed your fate as a result of this. A divine shield that will halt all hatred, fear, jealousy, and other things intended to harm you. From now on, the tears you weep will produce wonders. Your whispered prayers will reach heaven. You will heal others with your love, even if you never meet them. You've been turned on. The person you lost is now guiding you. You, on the other hand, are the miracle they prayed for before they died. There are applauses for you. They're overjoyed to see you now, standing strong in your own power and receiving what they requested God to teach you. They say, live now for both of us. Love now. Believe again. Laugh. Weep quietly. Visit areas that I never got to see. Say what I didn't get to say. Most importantly, please forgive me for what I couldn't accomplish. This is how you heal me. This is how we all win. You aren't making this up. You're waking up. Heaven will accelerate everything around you now that you are awake. It will be easier to open the doors. People will leave faster. The signs will stand out more. All you need to do is remain open, gentle, and willing. The strongest people are not chosen by heaven. It picks the softest hearts. And you, darling, have one of the softest. Archangel Michael has obstructed your path as a result of this. He creates such a strong protection that nothing intended to harm you can reach you. From now on, the love you carry will serve as medication. The truth you reveal glows like light. How you spend your life speaks for itself. Now, let us bring it home gradually, like heaven does when it touches anything frail. Your heart is wide open. Archangel Michael understands that now is the most essential time. When you realize this was not merely a message, it was a wake-up call. Take deep breaths. If necessary, place your hand over your heart. Allow this last whisper to penetrate deep into your being. The spots that no one else notices. Sometimes you forget to take care of certain spots. Do not look for me where I used to be, your loved one advises you. I am no longer there. I am not in the hospital room. Not in that seat. Not where there is nothing. Not the final time you say goodbye. I'm currently in the wonders. I'm on the second chance. The laugh that gets you thinking. The healing that does not appear fair. Fresh begins. That's where I now live. When they went, you thought the end was near. But that was the beginning. Their spirit can now accomplish more than when they were in a body. And now that you've taken this lesson to heart, the door is always open. You will never stroll by yourself again. Archangel Michael is currently speaking, although he does not sound rushed. You are more essential than you realize. There are more eyes on you than you can count. You've been addressed by name in paradise. We did not forget about you. You're getting ready. That anguish you kept to yourself was revealed. And heaven did not respond by being far away, but by being present. That cozy feeling you get, that anguish in your chest, that wave of emotion, that is paradise. Archangel Michael is standing there. That's what your loved one is telling you. I'm here. I did not depart. I am not leaving. Ever. The music will cause you to feel them. In the breeze. It was too good of a moment to describe. I'm suddenly happy. With a peaceful knowing. That is your new connection. A saintly one. A long-term one. Now for the final message. Don't be frightened to start over. But the future is calling you. The past shaped who you are. I will be here for you as you forgive. Take a gamble by saying yes. I'll be there for you if you're unsure. I will be there when you win. I'll be there for you if you forget who you are. Promise me this. Do not leave again in grief. Do not turn the light down again. You made it. Live now. I will be the first person you see when your time comes. This will be several years from now. After that, you will have it. It was not all for naught. Archangel Michael is currently taking a gradual step back. The power is shifting. But the message is still present. You are not wounded. You are not cursed. You're not left alone. You've been picked. You'll be okay. You are loved. You're now awake. The world will seem different from now on. It changed as a result of you rather than it. Your spirit heard heaven. Your heart understands what its name is. Now light, love, and the person who has never truly left you will guide you. For now, goodbye. Not for long, though. Because love like this always returns. I'd like you to do one last act of alignment before you leave. The like button should be pressed slowly. When you agree, favor enters. And this little action completes the work that heaven has already started for you. Before we conclude this remarkable story, let us pause to meditate on this profound reality. You did not discover this message by chance. This is hardly a stroke of luck. This is Archangel Michael's direct message to you. He extends his hand and invites you to a safe, high-vibrating community where divine abundance is more than a hope, but a promise. This spiritual idea is simple, but it may transform your life. If you follow it, you will not only receive blessings. However, your presence, attention, and enthusiasm are already extremely valuable. Take a step. Your abundance awaits. Archangel Michael has advised you to open this immediately. This is an emergency. The person who intended to bring you harm has been discovered. The name goes as follows. Open instantly. Asterisk, asterisk. Please stop what you're doing and focus your attention, my child. This moment is unlike any other. This message is not an accident. I've been attempting to contact you, and this is your final chance to hear it clearly. After reading this, you will lose faith in the person you previously believed to be trustworthy. I, the Lord your God, and the Archangel Michael, have been keeping an eye on someone who has been surreptitiously following you with the purpose of disrupting your life rather than helping it. The disguise is being removed today, and their name has been brought up before the gods' tribunals. Does it not affect you? These days, you're feeling an unusual amount of stress in your heart, an internal battle that you can't hear, and the sudden realization that someone is watching you or praying for your demise despite their happy countenance. My child, you are not fabricating that emotion. It is not dreadful. I am putting pressure on you. I, your God, am warning you before a concealed force strikes you with the fury of a gust of wind, because the person who wishes to harm you is far closer than you think. They've been setting traps behind your back with their smiles, talking softly while placing rocks in your path, and pretending to be worried while secretly hoping you'll misstep and fall. I've reached my limit. My mercy is saved solely for you, not those who humbly pray for your demise. Today, my sword of truth is cutting through your existence. Michael has been directed to intervene since the Archangel's time is running out, and your mission is too important to be jeopardized by an imposter posing as a compassionate figure. Please, child, pay attention. This individual may not appear to be a threat at first, leading you to question their identification. However, I see hearts instead of features. I see intentions rather than the appearance of stuff. I witnessed their thoughts, the chats they conducted behind closed doors, and the dark jealousy that lurked beneath their compassion. They couldn't stand your intelligence. They were unable to honor your minor accomplishments. Instead, they chose the low path of rage, jealousy, and silent devastation. As a result, I sent Archangel Michael now rather than tomorrow or next week, as the line had been crossed. It is critical that you prioritize your safety. It is vital for individuals to provide warnings and awaken you. My guardians have kept an eye on me, but your awareness is the ultimate obstacle. Avoid regarding snakes as pals and broaden your perspective. Be cautious. Hold on. Before going, make sure you've subscribed. This is how you may stay informed about messages from paradise and never miss another important notification. It has the ability to save your life. I urge you to take an instant step towards spiritual alignment. Register for this channel. When you subscribe, you aren't just following a page. You are laying the groundwork for maintaining a relationship with the prophetic flow. This ministry enables people to be liberated by God. Subscribing means that you are committed to being in sync with God's timing. It ensures that you do not miss any extra important communications designed to protect, illuminate, or challenge you. Act now, and be certain that heaven will protect you as you commit to maintaining your relationship. As a cautionary remark, an asterisk represents the person who pretends to be concerned, not out of affection, but to resolve issues. They have recently inquired about your status. They were discussing, but I couldn't hear them speak openly. It was as if they were mumbling, and it makes no difference how near they appear, how regularly they interact, or how friendly they are. I understand why they continue to watch you. They are unwilling to offer assistance. They want to learn something. They are interested in learning more about you. They want to identify the elements that lead to your vulnerability. Furthermore, they instructed another person on how to worsen your situation, which is much more harmful. Certainly, child, I've heard it. I attended the lecture, but you did not. On the surface, their letter appeared to be lovely. However, it contained poison. I witnessed them transferring it. For an extended period of time, I did not answer. I waited for them to complete the assignment correctly. It took some time for them to undergo change. I let them have their time, but their hearts have hardened. I am now ready to fulfill my commitments. I need your confidence. However, they were always supportive. It is unacceptable to claim they were aware of my secrets. Say something else instead, but we've got a lengthy history. Why, I ask you, doesn't every person from your past deserve a place in your future? Some people who braved the storm with you are unworthy of standing in the sun with you. You must eliminate specific names and individuals before the next door may be opened for you. A name indeed. I am aware of the information you seek. You're eager to discover its identity. Please notify me immediately. However, I would encourage you to prepare your spirit. You'll recognize the sign as soon as I show it to you. I won't shout the name from the rooftops. I'll mumble it so only you hear it. I will show it to you in your dreams at inconvenient times and in a message that causes you to exclaim. You will know it when it occurs to you. You will exclaim, "Oh my God, it was them the entire time." You should never walk around without your eyes open, child. I gave you discernment so that you may read not only the Bible, but also people, see past their superficiality and grasp the underlying truth. Today is the day in which I fully activate that discernment. It is vital that red signals are no longer ignored. Quit doubting yourself. Do not believe someone just because they make a positive statement. You will never again cry over a betrayal. I've previously attempted to warn you about the person who meant to hurt you. It is time for them to leave. I'll notify you at this moment. In addition, I am getting rid of them. Keep track of what happens next. Individuals who are at risk of falling should be monitored. Observe those who leave without your permission. I'm the one in question. My hand is drawing the curtain back. It is also not recommended to try to repair the mask if it has fallen off. Please do not contact me in the future. Refrain from providing an additional opportunity. The difference this time is that I'm entrusting them to you. I have a deeper feeling for you than that. I will secure your safety. I advocate for you. I reveal the fabrications in your presence. Your heart is too generous, even if you are unwilling to address it or want to let go. This is why I dispatch Archangel Michael, who isn't afraid to take chances. He does not expect another opportunity. He emerges with a sword and explains the path. Right now, it is the case. At least a couple of you reading this are afraid. Your palms are cool. You are having difficulty breathing. It is not dreadful. This is a rather unexpected development. The sound you hear is the Holy Spirit writing the truth on your heart, like a stamp. I am just verifying your previous assessment. I'd like to inform you that you are not mad. You were right. You paid close attention to what I said. It was a hidden attempt to sully your reputation. However, their name is currently shown in paradise. And once a name is revealed in paradise, it can never be hidden again. Your awareness is intrinsically tied with your freedom. Your future is dependent on your ability to carry out my orders swiftly. Your calm is dependent on your choosing. So, this is my response. Stop their actions. Refrain from leading the gathering. Refrain from attending the appointment. Please refrain from initiating the call. Avoid using any terms. Be mobile. I shall be accountable for the results. You are responsible for obedience. You should be informed of its identification. This will inform you. The person who is constantly asking about your future plans. Asterisk. The person who claims to be an advocate for peace yet causes you to feel anxious. Asterisk was the person who disappeared when you needed aid. The asterisk represents the thing that continuously causes feelings of bewilderment and fear. Pay attention, my youngster. It's not an unusual entity. Someone examined you, researched you, and documented their findings. My almighty hand is about to eliminate them from your life. However, you must resist from waiting. Have a look around. Prepare your spirit. Also, pay attention to my voice. There is still an Archangel Michael waiting outside your door. He was anticipating your completion of the assignment by reviewing this. If you dismiss or fail to acknowledge this message, the ramifications will be far worse than you can imagine. If you follow the instructions, it will protect you just as well as the wind. This is the end of the spiritual attack, and you will not just survive this time. You will rise. I will continue to deliver this message. Do not hesitate to proceed when you are ready for the next section. Because of your open heart, I am now able to interact with you more successfully. You've been troubled by a major inquiry. What is causing the continual feeling that someone is attempting to undermine me? Despite the fact that things are improving, you feel uneasy when a malevolent entity appears to break the peace. I will be straightforward with you. It is not on your mind. It is not simply a case of bad luck. Spiritual warfare is currently underway. The perpetrator concealed their conduct behind a well-known character. But that is no longer the case. This is not an everyday day. This is a heavenly change. Today, the veiled adversary will stumble over their own words. Today is the day when I let the trap they've set for you fall. It's finally here. Michael, the Archangel. He has been following the timeline and waiting for my approval with his blade in hand. It has been approved at this time. You have arrived at the point where their lies and deceptions shatter, and their hold on you fades like morning vapor. This is your current position, young man. This is the point at which the turmoil ends. You have been in a fight, but you are unsure of the source of the projectiles. You've been feeling tired, but you're not sure why. The struggle in your dreams never ended, which is why you felt exhausted when you woke up. Even while you were sleeping, you were being monitored. However, they were not successful. I surrounded you with my angels while you slept. Even though you were not present during the altercations, the injuries to your heart were true. Now that the name has been revealed, I'm alerting you. Their goal was to portray you as small. They were nervous when you did well. Your rage was not spiritually motivated, as the light in you awakened the darkness inside them. Your statement had no negative consequences for them. Simply being brilliant damages their shadows. It was enough to make them envy when you entered, smiled, and generously donated. They were never truthful with the truth, which resulted in their quiet hostility against you because they would never improve. They talked about you behind your back since they could never become greater. But I took heed. I was present. I investigated the situation. I will now start a conversation. I am giving you the strength to cut links, to leave without regret, and to understand that certain people were never dispatched to help you. They were assigned to perform surveillance. Some of them weren't your friends. You were given them. The examination has been completed. You performed admirably. You retained a tender heart despite the danger of making things harder. You chose to be kind when you could have been harsh. You chose to give when you could have remained composed. Now I'll compensate you. You'll be able to see clearly. As a reward, you will receive the name you have been looking forward to, as well as security and authority. However, please be aware that I do not want you to be confronted when I reveal the name. I wish for you to give up control. I do not want you to emulate them. I want your voice to reach such a high pitch that they cannot hear you. Punishing darkness with vengeance is not an appropriate strategy. This is your promotion. That is the next action that must be taken. Stagnation. Do not be alarmed if you see the name in a dream, a message, or a murmur. Simply assent. I'm expressing my agreement. I mentioned that you are not insane.
No, it was not your responsibility. They were unable to handle your favor. There is no need to seek evidence.
Yes, I am proof of it. Don't wait for others to agree. That constitutes substantial evidence. For an extended period of time, you have masked your suffering by smiling in the face of uncertainty and chuckling through fear. However, I will remove the falsified thing today. I'll replace the coerced relationship with heavenly separation. Pretending is no longer advantageous. A performance is no longer necessary. The truth needs to be told, and now is the time. My sweetheart, you may weep after hearing this. You may feel inferior if you didn't see it sooner. Why did I ignore my intuition? Your inquiry may be aimed toward yourself. I assure them that they shouldn't be humiliated. You choose love. You displayed grace. You believed in the best. That is not indicative of weakness. That is the core of my identity in your presence. That is the spirit I have placed to you. However, I will present you with something novel at this moment. A rapier. Avoid enabling automatic access to preserve your vitality and soul. You are not here to become exhausted. You are present to provide illumination. Furthermore, it is recommended that not all people sit next to your flame from now on. You will be notified about the individual in question throughout their shift. Monitor their vitality levels in the future. They will relocate. They will make weird remarks. Your hesitancy will drive them to show signals of discomfort. The reason for this is that they can feel their hold weakening. Avoid chasing it. Allow it to strike the earth. Nothing is forfeited. You are being emancipated. I need to inform you about one more matter. Avoid repeating the same mistake. If I have excluded someone, please do not invite them back. Knocking on a door I've closed is not permitted. Please do not change the name in your contacts after I have erased it. Do not mix the peace you feel after independence with loneliness. It represents liberation. I'm making space for the next item because it's more important than your misery, youngster. Healing, love, unexpected delight, genuine connection, and favor are coming. The type that does not keep their lies from you. The one who prays for you without you knowing. The sort that does not try to defeat you but instead protects you. A person has been told to replace the object that is being removed. This person, this blessing, will not arrive until the distraction that has obstructed them is removed. As a result, this is the motivation behind my present initiative. This is why it is really important. This is why you received this message today. Because timing is critical, the person who planned to hurt you was preparing to act quickly, but you intervened in time. I'll reiterate it. Do not underestimate this. A sword is drawn in front of Archangel Michael. He supervises your decisions. You put yourself at risk with every second that passes. Every step you take in obedience improves your safety. Do not hesitate any longer. You are not only being informed, you're being rescued. Continue until you are ready to hear about the happenings of the next 24 hours and why the apparition stated that this is your only chance to escape this spiritual entrapment. My child, I urge you to approach me because the information I am about to share is not just about the past. It relates to the next 24 hours. You should not panic. Yet, you should handle this situation with extreme seriousness because you are on the verge of two possible outcomes. There is just one path for achieving heavenly protection, restoration, and victory. The other causes a delay in your blessing, spiritual uncertainty, and emotional hurt. You can make a decision, but time is running out. Observe that the person who planned to hurt you was not only harboring nasty ideas. Plans were being made for a speech, message, or decision. There is currently an activity taking place behind closed doors that carries your name, and it is not by chance. They have been informing someone about you in an attempt to change people's perceptions of you, instill doubts about you, or manipulate others into seeing you differently. They assumed they could get away with it. Nevertheless, they failed to consider one critical factor. I listened to their private discussions. The talk is audible to me. I understand the reasoning. I can tell when someone is pretending to pray for you but actually spewing profanities at you. I am revealing all of this today. There is no tremendous clamor or excitement. Instead, it is a calm tempest that starts inside your heart. You do not feel anxious when you read this. That sounds like your spiritual radar is on, and this is the knowledge you need. Keep an eye out, since the enemy plans to irritate you over the next 24 hours. Someone you trust may try to contact you via phone, message, or even a subtle text message in order to check in. Don't fall for it. They are not arriving to improve their situation. They are arriving to harvest to ensure that you can still unlock the door. However, I encourage you not to open it because the shield will be compromised if you respond in the affirmative. I ringed you. By engaging, you inhibit progress that is already underway. Although they promote happy feelings, the claims they make are harmful to your health. Although their timing appears to be perfect, they have a plan in place. It may appear that they know you, but their presence is dangerous. You may wonder, God, why did you allow this person to be in my life for such an extended period of time, given their potential for harm? I knew you would notice what I had already determined. I wished for you to develop discernment. I told you to stop viewing events through the lens of need and instead start seeing them through the lens of destiny. I have the full picture here as your eyes adjust to my light. This person was not simply seeking to inflict you harm. They talked about you behind your back. They may have thought it humorous because your agony was so great. It's possible they tried to trick people into believing you were someone else. However, they are not aware of this. I used their conversation about you to help you develop. I turned their betrayal into an opportunity for your birth. They thought they had buried you, but in reality, they had simply placed you there. However, this is not the only significant event on the horizon. It is an elevation, but elevations require separation. Please stop from crying when I remove them. I am ready to rescue you from the past, but do not be discouraged. The future I envision is substantially larger than the past you are attempting to preserve. Right now, I'd want to share with you a profound truth that you may have felt, but were unable to express. A larger force has summoned you. Not all members of this group are expected to accompany you on your ascent. You attempted to move them. You begged me to tweak them. You voiced your hope that the link would work properly, but I did not ask you to see betrayal. You were created to upset established routines. Furthermore, you are unable to accomplish this while your hands remain twisted in your clothes. These events will take place within the next 24 hours. A dramatic shift in strength will occur. When they are in your neighborhood, strange things may happen. An asterisk, a dream, or a concept may become quite obvious. It is possible to get a text message or a phone call and then stop communicating when it expires. Refrain from replying. Avoid interacting. First, please contact me. Offer a prayer. Pay close attention and observe. I will make sure that all details are addressed. The objective of alerting you about those who have been chasing you is not to allow you to engage in combat. This allows you to depart without incident. This is the most efficient way to retaliate. There is no conflict or tears, only silence. Perpetual peace. Archangel Michael remains present. He will not go until you have made a decision. He drew his katana. His wings are expanded. He is fighting in places that the naked eye cannot see. The adversary has attempted to prevent this communication from reaching you. As a result, you failed to read this message due to your hectic schedule, exhaustion, or nearly failing to do so. Nonetheless, you're present. You successfully finished the mission. This suggests that an item is currently malfunctioning. Yelling is not an effective way to win this conflict. This type requires composure, obedience, and inner fortitude. If they do not respond, explain themselves, or pursue you, you have won. You win when you know that your spirit requires more peace than solutions. I realize that you want to know why they did what they did. I understand your desire for closure, but I'd like to assure you that you can recover without them expressing regret. Your development is not determined by their level of remorse. I am the end of your story. I am your justice. I will speak up for you. Please allow me to advocate for you. The sky will confirm that you have made the correct decision. I will give your spirit the clarity that no one else can. I will bring people into your life who are reliable, kind, and ethical. However, you must first complete a tough mission. You may now rest. Relinquish the person you once held in high regard. Abandon the expectation that events will progress. Refrain from fooling yourself that you need their help to attain success. No, you don't. You didn't. At times, you may feel completely isolated. However, this is not the case. Heaven is all around you. I have introduced angels into every part of your life. They are genuine despite their invisibility. A person is now seated next to you. When you go outside, someone walks with you. Your home now houses another person. And the Archangel, our warrior angel Michael, has been stationed in your center to defend you and help you silently release the things that are causing you grief. Now it's your turn, youngster. You can choose between tranquility or stress, stillness or strife, my protection or their deception. However, I beg you to make an informed decision. Please do not delay. Do not hesitate. Avoid holding on to whatever I'm currently preparing. Simply say, continue. Click here if you are ready to learn about the blessings that await you when you leave fully, as well as how paradise will reward you for your faithfulness throughout the next 7 days. This is the most important portion of God's word to my child, the compensation. I will never ask you to give up control without first offering you a better choice. I never deprive you of anything unless I want to provide you with something more useful to your spirit. This is who I am. God does not just tell folks what to do. I am a celestial entity who corrects faults. Currently, angels in paradise are bestowing a blessing on you that cannot be delayed, obstructed, or denied. However, I have to emphasize it. It can only reach you if you completely give control. You may be feeling anxious at this moment. You may be intrigued. But God, what if I walk away and leave with nothing? However, I guarantee it. There is a growing amount of information being directed at you rather than away from it. You are simply releasing the things that were draining you. The item I am offering will keep your momentum going, and it is already in motion. 3 indicators will appear during the next 7 days, child. Not because you begged, but because you obeyed their directions. The size of these placards is significant. You made the correct decision based on supernatural confirmations. If you come across them, get down on your knees and praise my God. You will be aware that he actually observed everything and kept his promise. Put a single asterisk in that spot. An unexpected person will offer you spiritual, emotional, or financial support. You are not compelled to request it. Cleanliness will be assured. It will feel like a healing balm was dropped on a deep lesion that is not apparent. This is not a mere coincidence. It's referred to as restoration. Include an additional sign, an asterisk. When you let go of the wrong person, the weight on your heart will quickly lift. It will feel as if a heavy burden has been lifted from your chest. That is spiritual affirmation for me. It is my obligation to remove any obstacles in your road. I am removing the resistance so that your essence can breathe once more. Place 3 asteroids in this place. Something, such as a sentence, a dream, a message, or the voice of a stranger will repeat what I have spoken. It will cause shivers. You will need to stop. Only God could have made that sentence. You will whisper. That is the way I communicate. That is the way I use to demonstrate this. Because I am the God of truth and timing, these 3 signs will appear within 7 days. However, this is also something to keep in mind, youngsters. Despite the fact that the blessing is approaching, the quarrel will persist in its efforts to murmur one last time. Contacting that person is possible. The person I urged you to leave may suddenly demonstrate more friendly conduct. That is the adversary's final attempt to keep your attention. However, I speak with passion and affection. Keep your distance. Not for 1 second. It's represented by an asterisk. The opposition consistently assaults with more power right before the miracle occurs. Once they assume that your spirits have improved, the deceitful folks return repeatedly. Avoid sacrificing calm in favor of procedures. Familiarity should not be mistaken for fate. Returning is prohibited. It's time for you to rise. When you wake up, my child, everything will start falling like celestial dominoes. The opportunities that were postponed will start to emerge. Access will be restricted to those who meet the qualifications. Your petitions will be answered in a manner reminiscent of a river. And the burden that has been on you for years will ultimately lift, just as the fog does in the morning. I have been working on a product that is specifically designed to help you recuperate. In a divine partnership, there is no competition. Completion is the only reality. You ignore certain areas where you might find a financial breakthrough. That peace is so strong that not even your past can shake it. This blessing that I am about to distribute is distinctive. It carries your name. However, I will not give it to you while your essence is linked to betrayal. Immediately close the door. Set that phone number to wait. Remove that thread. It is unnecessary for you to reveal your identity to anyone. You are simply necessary to follow the guidelines. I'll undertake the remaining jobs. I've noticed the extent of your adoration. I saw you participate in fights that you did not reveal to others. I watched you weep silently. I will now show you what it is like to be fought for, while I, the Lord your God, stand by your side. The angels do not have talks about your worth. They're advocating for it. Furthermore, Archangel Michael is present, rather than acting as an observer from above. He is seated exactly next to you. You're not alone. You've never been there. Even though there was silence, I spoke. I was reorganizing despite the fact that everything was jumbled. I was getting better despite my sadness. I have not forgotten a single detail about the severity of your pain. I am now going to give you a gift that will make all of your wounds worthwhile. This is the message you want to express. I refuse to return to the situation from which I was rescued by God. Repeat the words aloud. I was rescued by God. As a result, I shall not return to the scenario that prompted my departure. Your future is an enigma. It is ahead, enveloped in favor, and ready for your affirmation in the coming hours. Take a break. Inhale deeply. Avoid making hasty approaches to people. Kindly approach me. Pronounce it aloud. I have more faith in your statements than in my own sentiments. Let the skies hear it. Allow the devil to cause chaos. It is the place where your essence should exist. The person who remains does not dictate the next stage of one's life. It all depends on who you eventually give up. When you are ready to accept the final portion of this message, say, "Continue." Archangel Michael requests that you recite the precise prayer to secure this transition and beg divine protection for the next 7 days before retiring for the evening. I advise you to close your eyes, my dearest, and get ready for the final half of this letter. This is not a narrative. This is not a cautionary story. Furthermore, it isn't only an assurance. Divine instruction is exactly what it is. The act of uttering the prayer serves as a catalyst for the manifestation of all heaven desires in your life. Recite this prayer before retiring for the evening, before shutting your eyes, and before the next day begins. It is critical that you speak with enthusiasm rather than dread, since your words are important. Additionally, it is unlike any other evening. This is a time of spiritual transition, a divine alignment. The angels are attentive. Archangel Michael is close by and is waiting for you to say these words so that he can proceed immediately. That concludes the matter. Declare it frequently and with passion. God, I choose you tonight. Not my feelings, bonds, concerns, or memories. It's represented by an asterisk. I will listen to your voice no matter how difficult it is. I am free to be held accountable for any individual habit or fiction that you did not send. Father, I beg you to end any soul connection that is not in line with your plan for me. It's represented by an asterisk. If I am still hanging on to something that you have already declined, please handle it with care. If I am unintentionally walking into danger, kindly retrace my steps. Heal me so fully that I will never again confuse that kind of suffering for love if I have committed my heart to someone who simply wants to hurt me. I shall write my name in your book of protection tonight. I'm now contacting Archangel Michael. Michael, a servant of God and a warrior of the sky, I beseech you to defend me, guard the gates of my soul, and let only what comes from God. It is critical to eradicate everything that does not stem from love, light, and truth. Place your weapon between me and each enemy in disguise, marked with an asterisk. Please you not make any nasty remarks about me. No weapon designed in the absence of light should be able to identify me. Keep my anonymity in the presence of illumination. Your wings will protect my family. God, please illuminate the information I need. Make sure you know the name of the person to whom you are exposing yourself. I want you to open my eyes with grace, not sadness. And then you tell me that I can depart in peace rather than anguish. It's represented by an asterisk. I remove any unpleasant remarks directed at me. I am capable of breaking any curse disguised as a compliment. Every voice that is not like yours gets muted. I am secure in the name of Jesus. My schedule is unoccupied. I'm rising. Your angelic retinue will keep an eye on me as I transition into the next season. It's represented by an asterisk. Please do not hesitate to overwhelm me with peace, deliverance, healing, and breakthrough in the coming 7 days. Inform the person who betrayed me of their regrets. The person who has nurtured feelings for me behind my back should eventually admit the truth. It's represented by an asterisk. I choose sunshine. I prefer clarity.
I choose you. Amen. Inhale deeply. It wasn't just a plea.
In other words, it was a holy arrangement. Each time you say it, the heavens react. While you sleep tonight, events will change. People will be interrupted during chats about you. There will be countless scams designed to hurt you. Ghosts who try to pursue you will be silenced. Furthermore, the individual will feel a sense of distance between their intentions and your presence. You've now closed the door to your past. The gateway to your future is now open to me. Child, you will be successful in life. Better than what was taken from you. It was more bright than the object they were seeking to steal. It is better than the suffering that led you to doubt your own skills. When I revise a story, I don't just tweak it. I revived it. What I'm going to resuscitate in your life will be indestructible, visible, clear, and loud. If someone who formerly disliked you tries to reconcile with you, don't look back. Refrain from replying. Avoid using any terms, because you will have forgotten how to return to your previous level of discomfort by that point. You'll be too far along in your new beginning. You were created with the ability to do more than just survive. You were created to succeed. You were created to experience love that does not cause uncertainty. A lasting state of tranquility. Friendships that do not compete with yours. And it is unlikely that this will cause sensations of needing to contract. This is your opportunity. The first day of the transition happened today. Make a record of it. Please take note of this. It isn't just a date. This is the divine reset. When everything underwent metamorphosis, you, my child, showed courage by reading the message on time. Now rise, accept the evidence I've offered, and prepare. Because in the following 7 days you will receive what you have been waiting for 7 years. The opponent is now seen. The title is irrevocable. The past has ended. The route ahead is unimpeded. Indicate with an asterisk. Mark, I am thrilled for you. The appearance of heaven is lovely. This is how the spirits move. I, your God, am not yet finished with you. If you understand, say, Amen. Express your readiness to receive the message for tomorrow. You are on the verge of entering a fortunate future. My sweetheart, the moment has come for you. Have faith, and you will see God multiply the possessions you relinquish. Now, if you honestly believe that this word is a divine stamp on your life, please share your thoughts in the comments below. Please type Amen with confidence, not as a joke, but as a sacred agreement with the divine activity that is currently occurring in your spirit. At this point, your Amen is your signature, a vow that you will follow the present change and be prepared for it. As you write it, you will feel the angels taking note and the opponent losing ground. Your agreement with heaven alters the atmosphere around you, which is why this occurs. As of now, I'd like you to publicize this accomplishment. Share this video with a loved one who needs encouragement or has been struggling due to betrayal or ambiguity. By sharing this prophetic message, you bring the anointing into your own life. By sharing the blessings that God has placed on you with others, you boost your chances of experiencing your own breakthrough. As soon as you contribute, heaven recognizes your generosity and returns the compassion you show to others. Do not keep this word to yourself. Send it to another person and watch your own breakthrough happen at a faster pace. Amen. My dear, you have been apprised of the truth. You recited the prayers. You've given me access to your full being, which has had a significant impact on my life. Now, I'd want to refocus your attention because I have a delicate, precious message for you. The bulk of people generally disregard this message. The foe is evident. The person's identity will be revealed to the public. This closes the betrayal. However, their primary goal is to keep you safe. This is intended to help you heal a far deeper part of yourself, the part that has been privately wondering if you can still receive genuine affection. You needed a lot of time and inner strength to keep your fortitude and courage. Throughout this time, a question has been brewing in your mind. My God, will I ever again feel secure in the company of another person? That's my response.
Yes, of course. Risk. Indeed.
I did not make you wary of every hand that extends to help you as an individual. I did not only cause your soul to perceive danger. You have the ability to distinguish, allowing you to recognize when you are safe. I assure you that someone will soon enter your life who will not bring you any stress, fear, or games. They will improve the situation. They will trigger a favorable emotion in you while not diminishing your strength. Additionally, the person I've chosen for you has been recovering. Their souls are pure, despite the tears they've shed over regrettable actions and the people they've lost. They have been set on fire. They understand the concept of suffering. That's why they'll understand you. You are not compelled to discuss each scar. They will demonstrate kindness and acknowledge it. You will not have to disguise your quiet. They can perceive your feelings whether or not you express them. There is no obligation for you to pursue, undertake, or demonstrate. Even in the face of adversity, their love will last. I have been working on this project while you have been weeping over your loss. That is why I had to act quickly to free you from the snare. That is why Archangel Michael intervened in your story today, as you are on the verge of forming an unbreakable sacred connection, as opposed to the one you were attempting to preserve. Is it now visible to you? The delays were not intended as retaliation. They assured our safety. Shields were any messages that were not responded to, blocked, or declined. I was aware of the impending events and ringed your destiny. I was aware of the impending events. I was conscious that the blessing would only be understood once the battle was over. The time is almost up, youngsters. You're only one decision or daybreak away. It only takes a single murmur from above to bring everything together. However, you must do action that is unusual for the general population. In order for me to work with you, you must believe that you are worthy of comfort. You are accustomed to encountering obstacles. You are accustomed to anticipate your heart's next rupture. I shall refrain from releasing additional details. Avoid anticipating unfavorable consequences. Living in survival mode is no longer required. Future affection is anticipated. Prepare for help. Expect favorable developments. Prepare for marvels, as you have achieved alignment by following my recommendations. The frequency with which you exist has changed dramatically. Items that were previously delayed will now arrive more quickly. You will now understand what was difficult for you. What formerly gave you anxiety will now naturally dissipate. Make them wonder about the source of your dazzling radiance. They should query about how you were able to recuperate so quickly. Allow them to mumble. Allow them to speculate. However, rest certain that I was present in your spirit. It was consistently my responsibility. Courage, recovery, and opening up. I have a similar sensation when I am in that region. That is the effect of the heart giving up all hope. In that case, God, I have more faith in you than in my own eyes. Please exercise caution, my beloved. Before I wrap up this message, I'd like to make sure you know that your obedience has been acknowledged. When you close your eyes tonight, you will feel warm around your shoulders. The event won't be frightening. It will feel light and delicate, similar to receiving an embrace from someone who is not visible. Archangel Michael is verifying his presence. I can promise you that I have you. You will also see or hear something that begins with the letter M tomorrow morning. It could be a name, a voice, or a location. It will become evident to you. Asterisk, thank you, God, whenever it occurs. Astrid, I'm aware that you were the person in question. That will serve as your indication that the transformation is complete, that you are no longer being watched, and that the individual's hold over your destiny has been completely shattered. Stay tuned for upcoming developments. People will react differently to you, not because you have changed, but because the environment around you has changed. Individuals who are not familiar with you will be courteous. Doors that were previously disregarded will suddenly open. The proper person will observe you and express concern for your well-being. You will not be the same person who settled down. You will be the one who is aware of their worth. It will be more enjoyable to walk, speak, and live as if you have finally discovered that God has always had your back. I am so proud of you, young man. You have truly accomplished it. That is accurate. You accessed it at the appropriate time. The single act of obedience you committed has had a huge impact on your life. Heaven is currently filled with delight as you read this. So wake up tomorrow with a distinct tone of voice. Not the voice, which is frightening. I am now informing you that you are safe. Not the voice of remorse. You're now rising. You are now free, and events are about to undergo a lasting change. Lord, grant your wish. If you truly grasp this, please share your next thoughts. I am already aware of the next communication from Paradise, assuming you are ready. Unanticipated. Indeed, my lord. You spoke that in a hushed voice. You may even have said it aloud. Regardless, heaven heard it. This is it. I am giving you the gift that I have been looking forward to for a long time, since your heart is now bigger than it has ever been. Your demeanor has softened into empathy rather than obstinacy, and you have decided to give up your resistance. Pay great attention to the next message, which will reveal the outcome. The following part is more than just a continuation. It depicts a prophesied transition. Elevation comes after exposure. Thus, it is a clear representation of your previous positive progress. When you abandon control, you can achieve actual results. After betrayal, alignment with your anointing occurs. My sweetheart, you are about to enter rooms you have previously seen from the outside. You're about to be asked to sit at tables that you were previously too embarrassed to approach. They will be unaware of your ordeal, yet they will speak as if they have known about it from the start.
It's impossible. I may be heard talking through them. Please listen to this.
You will start to radiate. Indeed, it is clear. Despite their lack of trust in me, they will continue to insist that there is something unusual about me. That is what happens when my light malfunctions. Archangel Michael cleared the path, and my essence filled the space. You have already spent a significant amount of time becoming less understandable to those who did not understand you. You are not compelled to apologize for your current brilliance because I did not hide you in order to punish you. I concealed you to prepare you. You were not forgotten because of your shortcomings. You were not visible to me until the proper eyes were present. Also, can you predict what? The search is now underway. I've chosen someone who is already aware of your name in their spirit for the next part. Although they may not realize it, there is something about you that compels them to be in your presence. Their consciousness will be the same as yours, as you have been praying for it. They will feel secure in your presence. Their voice will instill calm, not tension. "I love you" is not something they will say. It will be clear in all of their activities. The most important factor is that they will likewise love me. This is because a juvenile and two people traveling in the same direction cannot hear each other's voices. Their company will never cause sentiments of excess. Allow me to recount the situation. I shall pay you a visit while you are sleeping sometime over the next 3 nights. Your heavens are opened by the act of spiritual obedience. Relinquish your seed and see what rewards God sends into your life. Before I reveal what heaven has in store for you, I need you to remember the words that have already been said over your life. Immediately add another amen to the comments. This time, show your faith in something that is not yet seen. You agree with not only the message, but also the person who sent it. Even when the road is uncertain, you are communicating to God that you are fully committed. With this second amen, you give him the authority to go in unexpected directions and unlock doors you weren't aware existed. It won't take long. Despite the fact that the message is only 2 or 3 minutes long, your spirit will remember what it says. It might be a door, a staircase, or a road. It's also possible that the person is someone you know or have never met before, and they're communicating in a way that you don't entirely understand. Nonetheless, upon awakening, you will feel a deep feeling of clarity and connection. I'm the one in question. That is how I communicate with those who are prepared. When your goal becomes a reality, document it. Do not be concerned by its oddity or silliness. Finally, it will be understandable. I can tell you that all parts will be cohesive. You aren't only overcoming the past. Your job offer is on the way. The one devised before your birth. The reason your spirit never felt at ease in a throng. What made your heart fracture so horribly? Because you are not representative of the majority of people. The opponent used false friendships and phony affection to divert your attention. You're not comparable to them. You've been identified. You've been selected. You were summoned on this occasion. This is why you were unable to have a steady relationship. This is why you continually felt an upward tug. This is why the betrayal didn't harm you. I've given you more power than you thought possible. Child, you are not a damaged person. You're evolving. I'd like to conclude my message by telling you of one more thing. You were born with the power to create things. Something the rest of the world has yet to see. A piece of labor. An undertaking. A message. Or a gift. Now I'll begin to energize your spirit. It could start as a contemplative moment. The line that keeps recurring in your thoughts. Or a vision that is beyond comprehension. Certain products will capture your eye. It will be beneficial for you to communicate. Compose. Sing. Construct. Alternatively, instruct. Please be cautious. In my perspective, that is the process of discovering your true purpose. You did not go through that suffering in vain. You did not endure the firestorm just to be silent. You did not abandon all of your affection in order to face fear. No, you existed so you could have life-related interactions with others. You were hurt in order to help others heal. As a result, you may convey the truth. You were examined. You were rejected in order to connect with people who see themselves as invisible. It is time to rise and prosper, telling the truth and walking alongside angels. To ensure that you never give in to the things that have hurt you in the past. I am following your instructions. Michael is safeguarding your safety. You are spiritually liberated. I will demonstrate my dedication to you throughout the following 7 days. Do not simply await confirmation. I believe it would be advantageous for you to start living as if the assignment is already complete. Lord, show me whether you are ready for me to begin alerting you of the upcoming occurrences. If you agree to the assignment, respond affirmatively. I would like you to move from listening to positioning. Declare it loudly in the remarks section. I acknowledge my assignment. Do not simply consider it. Say it as an act of faith. God is conveying to you through this writing that I am no longer seeking authorization to pursue my actual calling. Making this public proclamation eliminates the spirit of ambiguity and ensures that you are aligned with God's plan for you from the beginning. Say the next message when your spirit is ready to receive the next revelation from above. This voyage has only recently begun. Then, my beloved, if you have not already done so, say it loudly with conviction. Lord, I've been looking forward to spending time with you for quite some time. Please confirm that I am prepared. While I watched you consider your decision, a week, month, or perhaps years have passed. You attempted to aid people who were unwilling to accept help. Some of the objects you tried to carry were not yours. You showed affection regardless of your emotions. Nonetheless, you maintained your resolve. You maintained your determination. Right now, I'll take responsibility. Does that elicit any emotions in you? What is the calm inferno that rages inside your heart? That is not a concern. This is the reanimation of your essence. That marks the beginning of your soul's return to trust. Furthermore, it is vital that you get aware of a severe situation. Your narrative is not yet finished. Your story is barely beginning. I would urge you to take immediate action to ensure that God's favor is conferred on your life before we say the final prayer. Click the like icon in the video. This is more of a spiritual message than a little action. If you enjoy this message, you're telling God that you understand it. I agree with it. I am fully prepared for your favor to pass through me. Every like is a consent to the movement of divine momentum. You are invoking a flow of blessings that have been waiting to enter your life. It is a simple activity that has supernatural importance. It's now time to click like and witness how favor appears to be aimed at you in unexpected ways. In addition, I would like to encourage you to subscribe to this channel right away if you haven't already. It's time for you to reach prophetic alignment. When you subscribe, you are not just clicking a button, you are entering into a covenant of synchronization with heaven. I am eager for each word, warning, and blessing you have for my life to be conveyed to me right now. Enrollment is similar to spiritual positioning. The word that unlocks the door to your next season should never be overlooked since it keeps you in sync with God's current message. Execute the action immediately and show the deity that you are earnest. The pain was genuine, as shown by the asterisk, yet your goal is also valid. Certainly the quiet was unpleasant, as was the voice I elicited from you. Certainly the betrayals nearly devastated you. Nevertheless, the blessing I am about to bestow on you will make up for everything you've lost, and more. You asked me questions in prayer several times. God, where were you when they harmed me? Where were you when no one heard my cries? When I needed help yet was alone? Where were you? I react to you today with all of the heavenly love I have. I was present. I was present. It's represented by an asterisk. I was the hand that sustained you when you fell. My remarks caused you to open your eyes again. I was the person in the room who couldn't see you when you said you couldn't take the situation any longer. In addition, I was writing. I was prepared, despite the fact that I looked to be silent.
When the moment came, I was ready. Furthermore, the present moment is the right time, kid. I will now attempt to explain why the person you sobbed for did not work out.
I will begin by explaining why I refused your request to respond with an affirmative. I will begin compensating for every minute you misunderstood because I do not just correct problems. I make an increasing number of these. I consider each tear you shed in isolation to be a treasured jewel. I turn every farewell that has shattered your heart into a foundation for the future. I will turn every betrayal you've endured into keys that will open new doors for you. My child, you will notice a difference in your emotions within a few days without being coerced, or persuaded by your past. When you wake up, you will feel lighter. Your communication will be unambiguous. You will be able to enter destinations and regain a sense of peace. For the first time in a long time, you will be confident in your own worth. I will use signs, people, and moments to show you that you have always been loved and safe, and that you were never too much, too late, or insane. You have always been exactly as I designed you. The individual area or benefit that corresponds with your restored spirit will now manifest, bringing the pursuit to an end. Avoid applying any further pressure. Refrain from sharing parts of yourself with those who indicated interest in your presence but were unwilling to commit. This time you will be appreciated in the same way as I love you, unreservedly, softly, and without reservations. Also, child, please pay attention. It is separate from the other people I've chosen for you. They are not impressed with your talent. They represent your authenticity. What you've done in the past hasn't scared them. They are ready for the future. They will not flee once they see your spirit. They will persist because of their innate characteristics. As a result, I just have one request for you this season. Maintain your proximity to me. Speak to me when you are satisfied. If you're unsure, please consult with me. It is suggested that you speak with me before engaging in conversation with them. I shall not only act as your guardian in the event of an unforeseen situation. I want to be your soothing protector. I'd rather go on walks with you when you're happy than when you're sad. Allow me to dance with you once the music resumes. I aspire to be present when someone shows true devotion. I had planned that occasion for quite some time before your sadness. It's not too late. You are not significantly harmed. You are almost there. You are punctual. You are currently in the exact location required for the blessing to find you. I, your God, created you and will be by your side indefinitely. I'm still not finished with you. As a result, rise tomorrow with determination rather than fear. You're surrounded by angels. Begin the day just as it is. Not because you know what will happen in the future, but because you know someone who knows. Someone will tell you something that will make you cry within the next 7 days. It is not because it causes pain, rather, it improves your mood and makes you grin. You will raise your head and mutter, God, I understand now. I have acquired insight into why events unfolded in this way. Lord, please notify me of your next communication when you are ready to receive the content that I have already written for you. Because, my child, this narrative is only beginning. Giving can help you realize the potential that God has already built for your life. We are now reaching the next step, and the speed at which the door swings open will be determined by your reaction. Please submit your remarks. I am ready for the next steps. It is not a statement that I hope I am prepared or that I will try to be prepared. Rather, it is a proclamation that you are completely spiritually prepared. When you write those words, you are conveying to heaven that the era of uncertainty is over. You are directing the spirits to leave. I assure you that heaven expedites the delivery of all that it has in store for you when you declare that you are prepared. I'd want to request that you serve as a conduit for this prophetic word before you leave. Inform your network, friends, family, and anybody else who needs to know that God is currently revealing the hidden adversary and releasing divine protection to watch this video. When you share a video with someone, you are releasing the anointing of this message into their lives. Heaven will reward your obedience, so increasing the magnitude of your breakthrough. God will magnify your contribution by sharing. Give this message to another person and watch as the blessing you convey is returned to you, pressed down, mixed in, and overflowing. Before we wrap up this captivating story, I recommend that we take a moment to reflect on this deep reality. This message was not discovered coincidentally. This is not just a coincidence. This is Archangel Michael's direct message to you. He extends his hand and invites you to a high vibrational, protected community where divine abundance is more than a hope, but a promise. This spiritual idea is quite simple. Nonetheless, it has the capacity to transform your entire life. You will not just gain blessings if you follow it. They will multiply and permeate all aspects of your existence. Accepting this invitation provides you with immediate early access to powerful content and divine insights that are currently unavailable to the wider public. You now have the opportunity to enter a sacred environment where you will receive spiritual instruction, unshakable support, and speedy advancement towards your goal. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Your triumph is near. Action is required. Your abundance is ready.